Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to our All Star stream. Oh, it's been a couple weeks since I've been your guys' announcer. My co-host did have to drop out pretty late into today, about an hour out of the stream, so I will be here by myself until someone decides to step up with me. So I will be your host and your co-host tonight. I am Gold, Andrew Orm of the Death Valley Scorpions. We do have a poll up currently at the moment for the Miners All-Star game, the first game of the evening. The East versus the West. Take your pick. I have literally no clue what goes on down in the Miners. I've stopped paying attention. So yeah, I don't know who's in where. But I will take us to that day, and we'll take a look at the lineups, and we'll get going here very shortly. So it should be on the 27th. We are on the 26th. Just make sure. Excellent. All right. So we got the West versus the East. Let's take a look at our All-Star lineups, our All-Star starting lineups. For the West, Randy Myth in the leadoff spot, followed by Max Poutine, Crowbar Theeks, Sailor Twift, Matthew Lane in the 5th spot at catcher, Julio Ruiz, Al Bunty, Danny Gonzalez, and Tex Justice with Justin Sims starting. Over for the East, Danny B in leadoff, followed by Dom Drozdov, Haywood Dinkle, and Brendan McCollum at catcher. Keith Lee in right field, Zach Mouse, Alex Roach, Jaden Preston, Bergamo Lemon, and You Need to Calm Down as your starting pitcher. So the East has 4 votes to, I'm guessing 1 based on the fact that it looks like it's 80% of the votes is 4. I do have some pings here. Oh, actually, we may have a co-host. Thank you, 209, for the emote there. Let's see. Yeah. All right. 1 second as we get our co-host in.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, hello. Let's see. I think I need to turn you up slightly. One more time for me.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
There we go.
All
right. So, co-host, Super TARDIS.
What's up, everyone?
Howdy, howdy. Let's share this screen with you. There we go. Alrighty. Well, I'll take the first game because I've already gotten us going here. Soup or TARDIS? Yeah. Who is the stinky commentating? No one. Alright, we're going to get ahead and get going here. All-Star game, Miners, West versus East. Let's go. Leading things off, Randy Myth for the West Division. He leads off with a fly ball to left for the first out. Poutine with a grounder to the shortstop for the second out. And Crowbar Theeks will strike out looking as You Need to Calm Down sets them down 1-2-3. Danny B with a grounder to the second baseman for the first out. Drozdov gets a liner into right for a single. Haywood Dinkle, but first, caught stealing at second as Dinkle does ground to the second baseman for the third out. That stolen base hurts them very much in the bottom of the first. Sailor Twift does strike out swinging up against Max Steele on the mound. Matthew Lane will also strike out swinging. And Julio Ruiz, they pop up, caught by the catcher for the final out of the inning. Brendan McCollum with, Szymanski on the mound. Brandon McCollum gets a single into left field. Keith Lee will strike out swinging. Zach Mouse with a grounder to the third baseman, but that's going to be a single. That's an infield single. Oh, and a wild pitch puts runners on second and third for Alex Roach. Alex Roach will strike out swinging. Jaden Preston into center field, but that will be caught for the final out. On the mound now, Jackson Wooler for the East Division up against Al Bunty, who gets a very strong bunt into center field. Gonzalez with a fly ball to right. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Tex Justice will strike out swinging for the second out, and Randy Myth grounded the second baseman for the final out of the top of the third. Bergamo Lemon up against Justin Dixon on the mound for the West. Gets a pop-up to shortstop. Danny B with a fly ball to left for the second out. And Drozdov gets a bloop single into left center field. Drozdov on the move and is caught stealing again at second base. Oof. Poutine up to bat up against Esteban Rodriguez Jr. with a fly ball to left for the first out. Theeks will strike out looking. And Sailor Twift, grounded to the third baseman, will end the top of the fourth. Dinkle coming up for the East Division up against pitcher Ricky Hammer. Dingle gets a single into center field. McCollum will strike out swinging. Keith Lee gets a single into center with Dingle on the move, puts runners on the corners for Zach Mouse. The fly ball to left. Is this going to score our first run of the game? They tag up. Safe at home. The East Division leads 1-0. Alex Roche. Ooh, and that's a passed ball. Puts Keith Lee on second. But Roche grounds with the first baseman to end the bottom of the fourth. Matthew Lane with Todd Gonzalez on the mound. Matthew Lane will strike out swinging. Julio Ruiz will strike out looking. And Al Bunty bunts a strong one to the shortstop for the final out of the top of the fifth. Preston up at bat up against Sean Anthony Zick. Gets a grounder to the catcher for the first out, and a fly ball to left field for the second out, and a bunt single by Danny B. Peter Dawson Jr. flies out to left for the final out of the bottom of the fifth. Oh boy. Sinanend Black on the mound gets a pop-up out of Gonzalez and strikes out Tex Justice. And Randy Myth grounds that one to the first baseman to end the top of the sixth. McGibbon into pinch hit up against Bingo Hammersmith. McGibbon with a grounder to the shortstop. Pluto gets that one past the third baseman for a single. Keith Lee still in the game. Very similar. Single into left. Jimbo Slice with a fly ball to left for the second out. Vincent Avon gets a grounder to the second baseman to end the bottom of the sixth. Still 1-0 for the East. Vincent Gambini on the mound up against Poutine. Gets a grounder to the shortstop for the first out. Theeks a grounder to the third baseman. And Dylan Hodge, designated hitter, strikes out there to end the top of the seventh. Going into the bottom of the seventh, Preston's still in the game, strikes out swinging up against Ryan Shue. Sean Spencer, the fly ball to left for the second out, and Danny B, the grounder to the first baseman, 3 up, 3 down for Ryan Shue. Nico Balladini on the mound for the East gets a grounder out of Matthew Lane. And Ruiz ties this game, a home run into right field. Al Bunty grounds out to the pitcher. And Alderson will strike out swinging to end the top of the eighth, but the game now tied 1-1. Alili Kayak, the grounder to the second baseman for the first out. Kirkby gets a single into left field up against Max Miller. Max Miller gives up the first walk of this game to Frank, but a grounder to the second baseman cuts Frank down at second. Jimbo Slice takes a walk, and the bases are loaded for Vincent Avon. And Vincent Avon gets a single into right field. That's going to score 2-3-1. The East Division now up with a single off of Bobo Bones. Manaoka Hakahaka grounds to the second baseman to end the bottom of the eighth, but the East up now 3-1. Herbie Farnworth on the mound for the East strikes out Tex Justice. So the West down to their final 2 outs. Gerald Lim into center field, and that's a single, the tying run at the plate in the form of Will Fisher. That's going to be a single to third. The go-ahead run in Joe Burrow at the plate, and an error on the throw. Bases loaded. Dylan Hodge, liner to the second baseman, their final out. Joey Brady, center field, deep, but caught, and the East Division holds on. Oh. The East Division barely holding on there at the very end. A 3-1 win for the East All Stars for the Miners. Oh boy. Yeah, that was a good finish. That was a pitcher's game right up until the end there. Jeez. Keith Lee had a good game, 2 hits in his 3 at bats.
Kyle Kingman's legend.
Pitching wise, everyone pitched a single inning except for Max Miller, who gets the loss, going 2/3, and Bubba Bones, who gets 1/3 of an inning. Vincent Avon is the player of the game, going 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs in the bottom of the 8th. Oof.
I assume that means he's All-Star MVP?
Yeah. I believe so.
I'm surprised to give him Player of the Game, but the top performance of the day up at the top says Julio
Ruiz. Yeah. I think it's it's just the fact that it was a home run.
Yeah. Well, it seems interesting though that the AI would disagree.
Alrighty. Well, that finishes off the Miners. Going to the 28th. Yep, there's no games except for the majors.
And we have to reset stamina after this game.
Yep. And I got it in my list of things to do. Short poll here, 1 minute for choosing Miners over the East over the West for the majors. Go ahead and throw in your votes for who you think is going to win. I'll go through the roster real quick here, and then I'll hand it over to you.
Cool.
For the East Division, RJ Menard to lead things off, Paulo DiStefano Jr., Anthony Bauer, and Revan Knox, your first 4, followed by Tilapia Salmons the second, Hunter Harrison, Ace Carter, Christopher Brew, and Cade Munson hitting in the 9th spot. Nate Pearson is going to be your leadoff hitter for the East. For the West, we got Johnny ×2, Ian Fulman, Elliot Lefebvre, Connor McDavitt, Bobby McDonald, James Love, Ulysses Rove, Oakwood Stud, and Stan Antonio in the 9th spot. Bill Bizquick is your starting pitcher for the West.
Boise legend, Bill Bizquick.
So we got some big names, I mean, just all around. Paulo DiStefano Jr., Fulman, Lefebvre, Love, Harrison, Salmons 2, Bizquick, Pearson. Well, the West wins with 11 of the votes, 85% of the vote there. So I will let you take this one away.
All right, sounds awesome. Looks like this is in the Cancun ballpark as well. Interesting enough. All right, starts off here. Bill Bizquick is going to walk RJ Menard first batter of the game. Oh, so Menard's going to throw, and he's going to easily stay at second base. He's on here. He's going to strike out the plate. Anthony Bauer up now. Bauer, high pop up to the left field, but the left fielder is going to be there, and it's going to be a second out. And Revan Knox is going to pop up to the left field as well for the third. So in the first, a walk, but no hits. Bill Bizquick keeps no runs. Giant ×2 now. Ground for their baseman, but his speed gets him to first with the infield single. Nate Pearson strikes out Ian Fulman for the first out. Elliot Lefebvre is going to draw a walk first. That's going to put runners on first and second.
Strike 3.
And McDavitt's going to strike out for the second out. So McDonald with the plate here with 2 runners on, but no, he strikes out. So Pearson gets out of it. West strands 2. As it remains 0-0. Shaq Stevenson coming out of the pen now for the West. He's going to get Salmon second to fly out and walks Harrison. Carter now Bruno sent a wild pitch, so Harrison can move up to second base as Carter gets stops one to left field, so the send runner home, and he's going to be easily safe. So the East is going to go up there 1-0 on the top of the second base. Stop at the second. Bruno's going to pop by shortstop, and that is going to be the second out. But Caleb Munson is going to go hard, hit one up the middle, but the shortstop is there, draws it, and that's going to be the third out. So East gives up a run here as we move to the bottom of the second. Pleasant's on the mound now for Indianapolis. Strikes out James Love. This is throw. He's going to get one down the line to left. And another third base is scooted up, throw to first to the out, and Oakwood Stud's going to strike out. So moving to the top of the row, it's going to be quick 1, 2, 3 inning for the West. Going to the top of the third now, East at the plate, and RJ Menard, that's a homer, way over the fence, 417 feet. That's going to put the East up 2-0 now, as Barack Obama came in to get that one up. So Anthony looks like Brown Jr. grounded out there. Bauer's going to strike out. And Revan Knox can draw a walk, so 2 outs now. Barack Obama trying to finish this one out, and he's going to hit the hard hit ball, and that's going to go over the fence. Salmon's the second. He's going to put one in the seat. So Barack Obama coming in here to give up 3 runs on the 2-run homer from Salmon's second. Hunter Harrison down the right field. That's going to be a hit. It's run on first. Ace Carter comes to the plate. It's grounds to third. They're going to go over to second for the third out. So Obama finally gets out of it after giving up 3 runs. Rough inning for him. Stoke coming out of the pen now. And he's going to get a high fly ball to San Antonio. But center fielder is going to be there. Jonathan Times seconds. Going to go up the middle for a single. And Ian Fullman is grounded to short. And that's going to be for the second out. And Elliot McVay is top fly to the shortstop for the third out of the inning. So West have another inning, and they can't get a run across. It's to the top of the fourth. Rips bat on the mound. He's going to have a hard one in the gap. Christopher Brew. He's going to be safe on second base. 8 months now, hitting to left field. They're going to hold runners in the corner. There's no outs here. And Steven Gonzalez comes to the plate. He's going to strike out. First out of the inning. Michael Fitted up the middle. That was for a run. That's what the runners in the corners looks like. It's now 5-0 East over the West. As Rip Bad gives it a hard one. Indianapolis. Michael David now. Michael David's going to strike out. And Red Arrow. Ryder short, crossed over the first to be third out of the inning. So East scores a run off the Michael David single. So Graves out of the pen now for New York. It's going to throw out Connor McDavitt. Bobby McDonald up the middle. Goes in for a single. James Love grounded to second. That's into off second to double play. So that's a quick 1-2-3 inning as the West go down. Dusty Collins out for Death Valley. For the West is going to give up a double to Salmon second. Just up Beauregard. Strike out. And Rick Hood's going to go down the line to third, and they're not going to be able to get him, so it's an infield single. So only one out here as Christopher Brew gets hit in the right field. It's caught, but they're not going to see him. And fantastic success. Young strikes out. So 2 runners first stranded for the East as Dusty Collins finishes him out here.
Strike 3.
So the Felder on the mound for the East. Strikes out Yossi Rose. Oakwood Stud's going to ground one of the second baseman as it toss for now. And San Antonio, top 5 center field for the third out of the inning. So West goes down 1-2-3. East Division still up 5-0 here going into the later innings. Top of the 6 now. As Cleveland Florida man comes on the mound, and a great play from the right fielder. Rob hit from Stephen Gonzalez. Michael Fitted's going to walk to first. Michael David now. Ryder to first. They're not going to go up 2, so they only take the out of first. And Red Arrow is going to go to the middle. That's probably going to score a run. So the West give up another run on the RBI single from Red Arrow. Salmon's the second out. A wild pitch is going to be runner on second. Salmon's at the plate. Salmon's going to go down the line, and it's going to be one that's going to drop in front of the right fielder. Salmon's having a hell of a day. That's his third hit, I believe, with a third RBI, too. So McForman staying in this as Beauregard is going to fly out. So East score 2 on the Salmon's single. Cato on the mound now for East, and Scott Coe is going to get a home run, a solo dinger, and that's going to put the first run on the board for the West. There's still a 6-run deficit, though. Ian Fullman Coleman now, almost the third baseman, has great range. He gets there. And Walker Cato is going to strike out Zach Johnson. Connor McDavitt now. Davitt, bloop single, or bloop bunt to the pitcher, and he's going to toss the first for the outs. So West gets a solo home run, but nothing else.
Strike 3.
Half the ball now for the West. Strikes out Rick Wood. Dan Halo now. Dan Halo grinder to third. They're going to throw him out first. And Cassie gets the last one, and he's going to strike out at the plate. So Matthew Ball moves him down for the bottom of the seventh. William Wilson on the mound for Providence. It's going to be Bobby McDonald going to get Robin to hit the center fielder. James Love's also going to fly at center field, and Lonnie Anderson's going to strike out. So West goes down 1-2-3. He's moving to the late innings here, going top of the eighth. Bobby Gary on the mound. They strike out for his snack. Michael Fitted grounder to second, drops it over to first for the out, and Michael Davis can draw a walk. So 2-out rally here. As Red Arrow comes up, Red Arrow hitting the left right field. That's going to be runners on the corners. As Wilkenfuss comes out for the final out, and he gets his strike out. Salmon's the second is red hot today, but he strikes out there. So Brunson now for Nashville. At the West, he's going to ground out. PBC Oman pitching for the East. He's going to walk Scott Poe. Scott Poe is going to go into left field, running for first and second. But no, Simmer's strikeout was going to make it 2 outs, and Zach Johnson and the strikeout too is also going to strengthen. So West here struggling. Leaving 2 runners stranded there. Wilkenfoss coming back out now for the last inning. He's going to get Gilbert to start the ground out. Rick Hood is going to strike out. And Dan Halen is going to strike out too. So Wilkenfoss, quick 1-2-3 inning as we go to the last chance here with the West. Springfield, ooh, that's one in the gap. That's well over the wall, 430 feet. Springfield coming up the bench, getting an absolute dinger, make it only 7-2. Striking the deficit. Smash Jackson up and down toward the east. Bob giggles. I pop up to center field. That's a little bit of first out. Charlie Law Jr., Detroit legend, grounder to second for the second out, and Lonnie Anderson grounder to pitch for the third out. So East 7-2 win over the West. Salmon's second, hell of a game, 3 for 5 with the 3 RBIs. Lots of offense for the East. Yeah. Now the pitching looks like a couple bad, pretty decent pitching for the East overall. Obama got lit up for 3 runs in the third, as well as McFlorida Man. Wilkenfuss finishing it out there. Your player of the game and MVP is going to be Tilapia Salmons the second.
It's a pretty dang good performance. 3 for 5. Jeez. Alrighty. So before we move on, reset fatigue. Do it one more time. 3rd time's the charm. Alrighty. Scores. Just making sure there's no minors. Excellent. Just gotta pick a random team. Make sure everyone is excellent. We are good there. We are good on the 28th. Congratulations to everyone who made the All-Stars in their respective divisions for the minors and the majors. Well done. Congratulations to both of those teams. Congratulations to the East for the majors, and I totally forgot who won the minors. The East as well. So congratulations to the East for both divisions. Congratulations on your win. That said, we are going right back to the regular season. We have done the All-Star game. We have reset the fatigue. We're going straight on back to the regular season. On to the 29th.
Don't forget that. Don't forget to look at minors stamina.
Minors stamina. Good point. Reset fatigue.
Knock for that one.
Reset fatigue again. Reset fatigue for the 3rd time. Let's make sure. I'm just going to pick the Dynamos. I think they had some players. Indeed. There we go. Good call. I would have totally forgotten. All right. On to the 29th for our first of many minor league sims. So, back to the regular season. All-Stars are done. Fatigue is reset. And I got a ping. I'm pretty sure that was... No. We got the Dynamos and the Wheelers as our first quick sim. Farnsworth with a 4.11 ERA and Elephant at a 4.93 ERA. Let's see how they do here. The Wheelers take down the Dynamos 6-3. A big game from Fisher for the Wheelers there. A 3-for-4 day with 3 RBIs and 2 runs. 6 1/3 innings pitched for Elephant taking the win. Carlton takes the save. Farnworth takes the loss. And Will Fisher is your player of the game. The Swift Steeds and the 66ers, you need to calm down with a 10-1, 2.52 ERA. And Max Miller with a 3.78 ERA. The 66ers take down the Swift Steeds 4-2. A 2-for-4 day from Theeks and Lim. Lim getting an RBI and a run. Max Miller takes the win, going 7 2/3. You need to come down. Takes the loss. Shu gets the save. Max Miller is your player of the game.
Is that how you say that name?
Yes, you need to calm down.
Okay.
The Mounties versus the Hebcats. Billy Greer, 4.94 ERA versus Bingo Hammersmith, 3.47. And continuing the streak of the home team winning, the Hebcats take down the Mounties 5-2. 2 hit days for Thrallers and Justice, and a 3-hit day for Peter Dawson Jr. for the Mounties. Bingo Hammersmith takes the win, MacArthur takes the save, Greer takes the loss, and Simba Thrallers is the player of the game. Will we have all 4 home teams take wins here in the Dillos Kingpins matchup? Jackson Waller, 3.41 ERA, and Justin Sims, Stinky Boy, at a 4.04 ERA. The Kingpins take down the Dillos 3-1. The only home team not to win today are the Dillos.
That's good.
Because Justin Sims is stinky. Everyone on the side of the Kingpins gets a hit, with D. Cesar getting 2. Waller takes the win, Justin Sims takes the loss, Gambini gets the save, and Jackson Waller is the player of the game.
Kingpin's legend, it's a Gambini.
Everyone's a Kingpin legend.
He has 110 TP inactive. He had the best pitching season in Kingpin's history.
Well, of course. All right, that is our 29th. On to the 30th. I'll take this one. You did the last game. We only have 2 games today, actually. The Fox versus the Vandals, but we will be watching the Aviators at New York Voyagers. Walker Cato to lead things off for the Voyagers in the starting position. A 3.46 ERA versus Kevin Choate with a 3.55 ERA. The Voyagers seem to have the advantage, but anything can happen. Let me just make sure everything's good here. Player size is 150. BNN is enabled, yes. Alrighty. And I do need to actually... We'll do the first play, and then I have to stop the game. D'Alessio to lead things off with a single up the middle against Kevin Shawate. I need to make sure BNN is on. And then structure this correctly, so that way everyone can see it. A little bit more. There we go. Alrighty, let's get this game going. Dan Halen to follow that single with a walk. So runners on first and second for Bergen Cannon. Bergen Cannon opens up this game with a 3-run, 396-foot home run up against Kevin Choate. Tom Shu to continue this inning with a hit into the right center field gap for a double. Grant Iridian with a fly ball to deep left center is going to be caught for the first out, but that gets Tom Shu over to third. Tyler Swift does strike out swinging, and Hardin Long with a fly ball to left, but is caught for the final out. But the Aviators put 3 on the board, 3-0, going to the bottom of the first. Joshua Stevenson with a pop-up to the second baseman for the first out. RJ Menard, slow grounder, and he's out at first, barely. Shortstop to the first baseman. Hunter Harrison gets a single into left. Harrison on the move is easily thrown out. 3 up, 3 down for the Voyagers. Esposito with a liner to third baseman for the first out. Dub City for the second out. And D'Alessio, grounder to the shortstop, ends the inning. Joate calming things down, getting an easy 3 outs. Steve Gonzalez, and that's gone! A 410-foot solo home run into left field. Makes this a 3-1 game. Crunkleton gets that one over the second baseman's head. So the tying run is at the plate in Eric Rivers. They're going to get the force out at second. Hilmer, this might be a single, and it is. Runners on first and second for Grand Foreskin, who strikes out swinging. So Nakai, with a pop-up in the infield, is going to be the final out. But the Voyagers put a run on the board, but they're going to need more than one. Dan Halen with a grounder to the second baseman for the first out. Birkin Cannon, a liner into center field for a single. Tom Shue will strike out swinging. Grant Iridian with another home run for the Aviators makes this a 5-1 game. A 419-foot home run. Tyler Swift will strike out swinging to end the inning, but the Aviators putting a hurt on the Voyagers and Kevin Chouate. Stevenson with a fly ball to center for the first out. RJ Menard, deep right field, but caught. Hunter Harrison gets that one into center, and an error on the side of the center fielder puts him on second. And a wild pitch puts him on third. And a walk to Gonzalez puts runners on the corners for Crunkleton, who will strike out swinging, stranding Harrison on third and Gonzalez on first. Hard and Long to lead things off with a fly ball to center field for the first out. Esposito gets one into center for a single. Dub City, the fly ball to center for the second out. D'Alessio, pop up in the infield, is going to end this inning 3 up. Oh, no, actually, no. Give up a single, so not 3 up, 3 down. Eric Rivers, hot shot liner to right for the first out, and Hilmer will strike out swinging. Grand Foreskin to second baseman will end the bottom of the fourth. Dan Halen, fly ball to left for the first out. Birkin Cannon gets a single up the middle. Tom Shue will strike out swinging. And Grant Iridian, the grounder to the third baseman, will end the inning, giving up only a run, is Kevin Chouate. Wesley Nakai gets a single to right field, so a runner on for the Voyagers. Stevenson into the right field corner with a double. Menard gets one to the third baseman, so that'll score a run, make it 5-2. Hunter Harrison to deep right, and a diving play in right field. Steve Gonzalez with a fly ball to right. This one a little bit easier on the fielder out there. But the Voyagers are starting to crawl back with a run. Tyler Swift with a fly ball to right center for the first out. Hard and Long gets a little single into right field. Esposito, a fly ball to right, is going to be the second out. And Dub City, unable to get his bat off his shoulder, strikes out up against Pepper Morgan. Crunkleton, with Cato still on the mound, strikes out looking. Eric Rivers strikes out swinging. Benjamin Hilmer will take a walk. The inning continues for Grand Foreskin as he flies out to left field as Walker Cato finishes the 6th inning, still up 5-2. D'Alessio, a grounder to the first baseman with a diving stop for the first out. Halen to an easy out for the first baseman. And Bergen Cannon strikes out looking Pepper Morgan's come in and slammed the door on the Aviators. Voyagers just need their offense to pick things up as Nakai strikes out swinging. Stevenson grounded the second baseman for the second out. And RJ Menard, that's going to be an infield single. Harrison, but first Menard steals second as Harrison gets a fly ball to right, unable to bring home that run as Walker Cato finishes the 7th inning. Cillian O'Sullivan on the mound for the Voyagers gives up a single to left field for Tom Shue. A bunt attempt by Iridian gets the runner over to second. Taylor Swift a grounder to the third baseman as Harden Long flies out to center field. So the bunt not being able to do anything. Steve Gonzalez, as Farias is on the mound now, gets a single. Crunkleton, the pop-up in the infield for the first out. Rivers, unable to hold his swing, strikes out. Wild pitch puts Gonzalez on second. Can Hilmer do anything with it? A bunt single for Hilmer as Grand Forson grounds to the first baseman, stranding runners on the corners. Going to the 9th inning. O'Sullivan still on the mound for the Voyagers, gives up a single to Esposito. Dub City, the fly ball to left, will be the first out. D'Alessio gets that one past a diving third baseman. Runners at first and second for Dan Halen as he strikes out. And Bergen Cannon unable to score those runs. So the Voyagers down 3. Down 3 in the bottom of the 9th as Nikaya over the center fielder's head for a double. So runner in scoring position for Stevenson as he strikes out. Menard unable to swing. Harrison, their last hope, strikes out swinging, and Outer Banks takes this game over New York 5-2. Outer Banks one game within 500 now at a 30-31 record for the season. Bergen Cannon having a big day, a 3 for 5 day, 3 RBIs with 2 runs. Walker Cato does go 7 innings, taking the win. Choate takes the loss. Beaumont takes the save. Klaus Bergen Cannon is your player of the game. Meanwhile, in Vancouver, a 14-0 win for the Vandals. Ash Dragon going 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs and a run. Jose 43 takes the complete game on only 106 pitches, taking the win, and Nacho Varga takes the loss. Jose 43 is your player of the game, giving up only 5 hits. Game score of 83. That's a pretty good one. Do we have minors games? We do. Go through these quickly. The Hepcats beat the Dynamos 8-4. 3 for 3 day with 2 RBIs, a walk for Dylan Hoge, and a 4 for 4 day from Pluto for Dallas. Maple for Kansas City takes the win. McDonald takes the loss for Dallas, and Elliot Alderson is the player of the game. The Kingpins beat the Wheelers 10-1. Hits everywhere for Chicago. 2 hits from Lee, Beauchamp, Chungus, Itch, and D. Cesar. Gonzalez takes the win. Pressing takes the loss. Luciano takes the save, and Zach Mouse is your player of the game.
This is a rough start.
The
only got 2 outs. 8 runs.
Ouch. The 66ers beat the Mounties 8-3. 4-hit day for Matthew Lane. 3 RBIs and 3 runs. 2 of those hits are home runs. Daly takes the win. Mazeroski takes the loss, and Matthew Lane is the player of the game. The Swifties beat the Dillos 5-3. 3 hits for Haka and Drozdov. Tam takes the win, Sandwich takes the loss, and Jader takes the save. Casey Tam is the player of the game. That finishes up our 30th. On to the 31st.
Cool. I really want to take the game on the first. So if you want to do this game, I can do both if you'd like. I don't really care.
Yeah, no, I'll take this one, and you can take the next on the first. Works for
All right,
me.
sounds good.
All right, so for the 31st, we've got the Apex and the Scorpions. This works out. Don't scroll that far. All right, the Apex versus the Scorpions. We've got starting pitcher Fumikaji Tokoyami with a 6.16 ERA and Visiros Balkin at 2.83. It is very much in favor of the Scorpions. But you never know. Expansion teams have done some crazy things. Leading things off, Holden a Fart will take a walk up against Balkin. Rick Hood strikes out swinging. Michael David, they pop up in the infield, will be the second out. And Lunchbox McGrath, but Holden a Fart steals with no throw. Lunchbox McGrath takes the walk. Maggie Akomo gets a single into left, and that's going to be a run. Indianapolis already up early in this game. Strobel with a fly ball to center is going to end the inning, but Indianapolis goes up 1-0. Shangchuan Sim gets a single into right. Lefebvre gets hit by that pitch from Tokoyami. It's going to put runners at first and second for James. James Love with a home run. 356-foot blast to right field. Puts Death Valley on the board and gives them the lead in one swing. Fullman to second for the first out. First name, last name pop up in the infield. Orem, a grounder to the shortstop, will end the Death Valley bottom of the first. Bendover strikes out swinging. Dominguez Jr. strikes out swinging. Wallace with a single in the center. Holden a Fart flies one to left field for the final out at the top of the second. Willie Clone gets a single into right field. Smitty Springfield gets a single into center that puts runners on the corners for Peter LaFleur. LaFleur, they grounder to the pitcher. They get the force out at second. Sim, and an error at the throw. That scores a run. Puts runners on first and second for Lefebvre. And this time they turn the double play. 4-6-3. Ends the Scorpions bottom of the second. Rick Hood strikes out looking up against Balkin. David strikes out looking. And McGrath gets a grounder to the shortstop. 3 up, 3 down. The top of the top of the third. Love, a grounder to the first baseman for the first out. Fullman strikes out looking. And first name, last name will take a walk on over to first. Orem gets a fly ball to right to end the bottom of the third. Only a walk. Maggie Akomo, the grounder to the third baseman for the first out. Strobel flies out to right field and a diving catch near the wall as Ben Dover strikes out swinging to end the top of the fourth. The Cologne, a grounder to the third baseman for the first out. Smitty Springfield takes a walk, bringing up Peter LaFleur. LaFleur with a fly ball to left is going to get the second out of the inning. And Shangchuan Sim, a diving stop by the third baseman for the final out of the fourth. What a play. Caught that one in the left field grass. Dominguez Jr. with a grounder to the second baseman for the first out. Walrus to the second baseman for the second out. And a Fart to center for the final out of the fifth. Lefebvre will take a walk. Love will also take a walk. Runners on first and second. Fullman, a grounder to the shortstop. They get the force at second for an out. First name, last name gets a run in, but an out. So runners on second with Orem coming to the plate. And Orem gets that one into center field. Is this going to be a run? It is a single as Orem gets to second on the throw. Cologne with a pop-up to third base ends the bottom of the fifth, but Death Valley scores 2, making it 6-1. Balkeen still on the mound. Gives up a walk to Rick Hood. Michael David strikes out swinging. Lunchbox McGrath gets a single into left center, putting runners on first and second for Maggie Como, who will strike out swinging. Can Strobel bring these runners home? No! Strikes out looking to end the top of the sixth. Michael Jordan on the mound, strikes out swinging. Smitty Springfield does. LaFleur to left and caught at the wall as Sim strikes out swinging. Michael Jordan comes in and shuts down the Scorpions. Balking will strike out Ben Dover. Dominguez Jr. will also strike out. And Watermelon Walrus will take a walk. Balkeen with a fly ball from Holden a fart, but that's going to drop and score a run from first. Holden a fart with an RBI double. Rick Hood will take a walk. Balkeen having problems, and he's replaced with Dusty Collins, who comes in and shuts the inning down with a grounder to first. Elliot Lefebvre will take a walk up against Michael Jordan to start the seventh. James Love with a fly ball to left for the first out. Ian Fulman with a fly ball to left for the second out. First name, last name up against Shifty Lagoose. That's a single in the center. Orem with a runner in scoring position. Walks to load the bases. Willie Cologne strikes out swinging. That's that. Going to the top of the eighth, though. Lunchbox McGrath will take a walk up against Dusty Collins. Maggie Como strikes out swinging. Skylar Strobel strikes out looking. Ben Dover strikes out looking. So Dusty Collins giving up a walk and working through the rest of the inning. Springfield with a pop-up to third for the first out. LaFleur with a fly ball to center. Shang Xuan Sim with a pop-up to the shortstop ends the inning 3 up, 3 down style. Top of the ninth. 3 outs for the Apex as Dominguez Jr. strikes out swinging. Watermelon Walrus. Is he able to get on base? No. Strikes out swinging. Holden a fart. Does get on base, so the inning remains alive for Rick Hood, who, unable to swing at the third strike, ends the game. The Scorpions win 6-2. Not a lot of offense on the side of Death Valley. 1 for 3 day with 3 RBIs and a run from James Love. Balkin takes the win. Tokiyami takes the loss. Collins takes the save as Balkin is your player of the game. All right, around the league, as we go pretty quick here, the Stars beat the Rougarou 8-5. 3 for 4 day from Brunson for the Stars. Wickenfuss takes the win. McQueen takes the loss, and McConnell takes the save. Grover Wickenfuss is your player of the game.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the say it's all.
The Toros beat the Raptors 5-2. A 3 for 4 day for Munson.
Wait, what?
Dupree takes the win. Paul takes the loss. Pizza takes the save. Cade Munson is your player of the game. The Vandals beat the Fox 8-5. A 3 for 5 day from Sac Lodge. Brent Lemieux takes the loss. Brent Lemieux takes the win. Slepian takes the loss, and Brent Lemieux is the player of the game. The Voyagers beat the Aviators 5-4. A 2-for-4 day from Shu, Long, and Gonzalez. Slothface takes the win. Ben Caden takes the loss, and O'Sullivan takes the save. Tom Shu is the player of the game. The Crabs walk off the Demons 2-1. 2-for-4 days from Moramira and Reeves. Shower Handle the fourth takes the win. Chadwicks takes the save. Silius Young is the player of the game. And the Sloths beat the Supernova 6-3. 2-hit days from Camden and Wilson, and a 3-hit day from Red Arrow. Ryan Rose takes the win. Buster Nut takes the loss. Ryan Rose is your player of the game. All right, that's our majors. Down the minors, there are no games. That finishes off the 31st. Going to the first. We've got Detroit's at Providence. Yep. Alrighty. Well, Armstrong with a grounder to the pitcher. Charlie Law Jr. strikes out swinging. And, alrighty.
And Mo Willis grounders. Oh, short, but no. The Mo Willis goes for a stolen base, and he's safe after getting on by the error. Nicholson dimes now. High ball, fly ball left, and that's caught for the out. So Detroit is starting to run on at second after an error. Raymond hit Stevens now. Strikeout. Strikeout. Dan Chickens Jr. grounded to second for the out. As Philip Stein's going to strike out as well. Molly Mitchell's going to be mowing him down here. Ben Stagpaper smacked ball in the left for a hit. Tyler Colvin. Ooh, hard hit one to center for a hit. I'm just sorry for a caught by the center fielder. Stretch Armstrong gets one up the middle, and that's going to put runners in first and third. Stagpaper gets third. Charlie Ball Jr., high fly ball to right field, and Stagpaper should go home, and he's going to be safe. So, sacrifice fly, RBI from Charlie Ball Jr. Jake Grins now, a ball in the gap as that's going to send some runners around, and that is going to allow Nicholson Dimes to score on the triple from Jake Grins. But Victor Herrera, I thought that was almost out of here, but no, it's caught on the warning track by the right fielder. So Detroit puts two across. Marcus Reeves now, high fly ball to right field, caught by the right fielder. Jake Doan, John Doe gets a hit over the fence, and that is gone. So game's now 2-1. Rusty Kuntz now grounder to first for the out, and Tom Sampson grounds out for the third out of the inning. Mountain Quick now. Mountain Quick strikes out. Mo Willis down to first. It's caught for the out. Nicholson dimes past the third baseman in the shortstop, puts him on first. Ben Stagpaper goes up the middle for a single, and that's going to put runners in the corners. Tyler Colvin at the plate, and the failed pickoff attempt. I have not seen one of those in a while. Failed pickoff attempt there allows runner to score. So Tyler Colvin grounds out for the end. So for the third out of the inning. So that's going to make it 3-1. Ollie Mitchell now going to get Torres to fly out. Mora is going to get hit up the middle. Stevens going to go at the middle as well. And David Jr. is going to get on base, infield single. As Phillips 9 gets a hit into left, but no, and it's going to allow the runner to score. So it's now a 3-2 ball game. Marcus Reeves high fly ball to center field, and that's caught for the out. So we're going to the top of the fifth now, with after the Providence puts a run across. 3-2 ball game. Kolomoshi is going to strike out. Stretch Armstrong. Taylor Jr. can strike out as well. And Jake Grins. Jake Grins is going to strike out. No, he's going to draw a walk, sorry. Victor Herrera is going to strike out. So, Kuramuchi striking out 3 this inning. Molly Mitchell now. Molly Mitchell grounder to first for the out. Sorry, no, gets John Doe to ground to first for the out as she walks Rusty Coots. Tom Sampson is going to do strike out for the second out of the inning. And Michael Torres is going to go to short for the out. So that's going to be quick as Detroit mows him down. Still 3-2 ball game. Going to the top of the 6th inning as Mountain Quick comes to the plate. Gets a high pop up to center, and that's going to be caught for the out. Mo Willis in the gap as the right fielder makes a great play and dives out and gets it. Nicholson dives now. He's going to draw a walk to first base. As Ben Stacking Paper gets another hit into left field. He's 3 for 3 today. That's runners in the first and second. As Colvin grounded to first, and the first baseman bobbles it to bases juice now for Stretch Armstrong, who flies out. That's unfortunate. Stretch Armstrong not having a good day at all. Dorothy Moore going up the middle for a single. Molly Mitchell still on the mound for Detroit. Limited Stevens, high pop-ups to infield. Dane Chickens Jr. grounder to second. They're going to try to go for 2, but no, they can't get it, so it's going to be 2 outs. Phillips 9 play. He's going to get one over the center fielder's head, and they're going to put runners in scoring position. As Marcus Reeves is up, and then bloop single into center field ties the game. That's unfortunate. Molly Mitchell still in this game despite struggling. As John Doe high pop up to center field for the 3rd out. So the game is tied 3-3 going into the 7th inning. Charlie Law Jr. now. Charlie Law Jr. strike out. Jake Grins going to draw a walk to first base. As Victor Herrera is going to strike out. Mountain Quick. Wild pitch. That's going to put Grins on second base. As Mountain Quick is up now. Another wild pitch is going to put Grins on third. As Mountain Quick, a grounder to second. It doesn't do much, but keeps the game 3-3. Detroit strands a runner at third base. Molly Mitchell is still in the game now. Gives up a hit to Sampson. Torres gets robbed by a hit with Ben Stagpaper in center field, but it doesn't matter. It's Michael Torres. Home run. That was crushed 434 feet. As the game is now 5-3. Molly Mitchell struggling here. As Greg Scissorics comes out on the pin, as he's going to get up a hard hit ball in the gap to Dorothy Mora. Limited Stevens now hitting to right field. That's probably going to score another run. And score 6-3 now. As the pin's struggling here. Shane Chickens Jr. hitting to right the left fielder for the 2nd out. And Phillips 9. Hard hit ball to the right field, but that's caught. So Scissorics come out as the pin, gives him a run. As the game is now 6-3 Detroit. Providence. Providence over Detroit. Mo Willis now is going to strike out the plate. Nicholson dimes. Hard hit grounder for the out. And Ben Stagpaper goes down the line for a double. That's his 4th hit today, as he's having a hell of a game. Tyler Colvin strikes out Strandy Ben on second base. Crap. Wrong tab. Okay. Scissorics coming back out now. Marcus Reeves going to strike out John Doe. John Doe going to draw a walk to first. Ulysses Rusty Coots going to strike out. As Sampson pipe up to the left field that that Grins goes out and gets. So Detroit keeps it scoreless as they give them the last chance of the play here. Stretch Armstrong grounded short for the out. Charlie Law Jr. is going to strike out as well. And Jay Grin's going to strike out too. So Bryce Turner comes out of the pen and saves it for Providence as the Demons lose 6-3. Pretty good game all around. Stretch been stagnating. We're going 4 for 4 today, but on the losing effort. Providence 3. Dorothy Mormora 3 for 4. Two runs scored. Going on to pitching. Molly Mitchell goes 6 1/3, 5 runs, gets the loss. Kuramochi has a good start, but does not get the win. Handled the fourth, gets his second win in 2 days. Coming out of the pen, throwing some perfect game. Player of the game is Ben Stackpaper. Looks like Giant Dick Shot. That was a great game. Final score is 1-0. Now the pitching, Nashville struggled in the offense today. No one really standing out at all. Giant Dick Shot going 7 innings, only getting up 4 runs, four hits, no runs. Selacki out of the pen, getting the save. Obama taking the loss. Player of the game is Giant Dick Shot. Let's see. Ooh, this is a close one. Boise 7-6 win over Cancun. Going an epic and went 13 innings.
That graph,
everyone.
Jesus.
Ooh, that's a trough. Looks like Boise came back in the 9th inning there. Played pretty well. Everyone in the lineup getting a hit except for Jay Doctor. That's unfortunate. Stevie So 3 for 7. Okay, with an RBI. Now the pitching looks like Colton Kai had a decent start, going 6 innings, 5 runs. Penn got the win though. William Madison is that a pitcher? Can you look? That might be a batter, I think. No, okay, never mind. Nate Pearson having a great game, but not getting the win as his bullpen blew it. Dolomite taking the loss. Player of the game is Lonnie Anderson. You go 5-2 Scorpions over Apex. Played pretty solid day for a couple of Death Valley hitters. 3 hits for Willie Colon, 2 RBIs. On down to pitching, Harry Styles going 6 2/3. Not getting the win, but still had a good game. Ling getting the win and save out of the bullpen. Peasants take the loss, and the pin for Indianapolis. Player of the game is Harry Styles. OBX and New York, 5-1 win for OBX. Let's see here. Tom Shu, 2 hits, 2 for 3 with a walk. Grant Deering got a hit. 3 RBIs for, I think it was Shu. Ray Spunk went 7 innings, not giving only 2 hits, 0 runs. Very dominant performance. Reginald Savard taking the loss, 5 innings, 2 runs. Player of the game is Ray Spunk. And Kashima, 3-2 win. Sloth's 3-2 win over Kashima. The Supernova. I don't know why I say Kashima. 2 hits all around for the San Antonio offense. Then pitching. Color Flowers, 6 2/3, 2 runs, getting the win. Shiniskin getting the save. Champ McQuack taking the loss for Sarasota, 6 1/3. Player of the game is Callaway Flowers. And our final game here, Kashima and Vancouver. Vancouver 5-2 win over Kashima. 3 for 4 over on the side of Kashima. Lots of one-hit days for people in Vancouver. Down to pitching. Austin Bentley, 8 innings, 2 runs, getting the win. Colby Kidd taking the save. Vasilo taking the loss. Player of the game is Austin Bentley. Onto the minors now. Kingpins won another 7 straight, 7-6 win. Very, very good game there. Zach Vowles 3 for 5 with an RBI. 3 hits for Alderson over in Kansas City as well. Their whole lineup getting hit except for Janardin. Ivy Leaf 6 innings, 4 runs, getting the win. Gamini getting the save. Dion taking the loss. 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 runs. Playing against Parker Beauchamp. Mounties 4-3 win over the Dillos. 2 hits for Stretch McGibbon. Moving on to pitching. Morgan taking the loss. 8 innings, only 3 runs. Good start, but not enough to get the win. Takashawi 7 innings, 3 runs for Kingston, gets the win. Player of the game is Jack Bubbles. Wheelers 4-1 win over the Swift Seeds. Yeah, lots of good hits for people over on Anchorage. No one saying too much. Ratatouille lost 4.1, 4 runs. Player King George going 6 2/3, 1 run. Guy Carlton taking the save. Player of the game is King George the third. And our last game here, San Bernardino 8-7 win. San 66ers over Dynamos. Ooh, look at that. That's rough. Lots. Looks like everyone got a run except for looks like Brady. Lots of hits all around for San Bernardino. 3 hits for John Spencer. 3 RBIs for Giant Tsunami. Down in pitching, Kyle Bellinger going 3 1/3. Ooh, 7 runs. Not a good start. But McCarthy coming out of the pen to get the win. Samite taking the loss for Dallas. Play the game is Randy Myth.
All right, that finishes up the 1st of August. On to the 2nd. We've got Kashima. Oh, literally the only game. Well, that makes things easy.
Yeah.
We got the Kashima versus the Vandals. So that's Vandals. Like, that's a lot of Vandals. That's like all the Vandals. At Sukaroon, a 6.3 ERA versus J.A. Jabs at a 3.29. See how this goes. All right, Ryan Lupe to lead things off. Ow, that was my knee. With a grounder to third base. Oakwood Stud, a fly ball to center for the second out. And Rove, a grounder to the shortstop. 3 up, 3 down for Vancouver. ×2. The pop up in the infield for the first out. Bob Gibbles takes a walk on over the first. Herb Sessions with a single. Ash Dragon strikes out swinging. And Toby McMuffin. And that's gone! A 434-foot home run to right center field. Puts the Vandals up 3-0. Sack Lodge, continuing this inning, will strike out swinging and ending this inning. 3 up over the Foxes. Fidel Valor, they fly ball to right for the first out. Nick Hamed with a single up the middle. Puts a runner on first for William Stone. Grounder to shortstop and bobbled. That's a fumble bumble. Over at shortstop there. They get the fielder's choice at second for the second out. And a grounder to the second baseman ends the top of the second. Farley Hank gets a single over the second baseman's head into center field. Farley Hank on the move. Is caught stealing. Write that down. 2-4 for an out. Shitterme flies out to center field. And Sean Scott, it's a single into right. ×2 into left field and gone! A home run for Johnny ×2. 391-foot 2-run home run makes this 5-0. Bob Gibbles, deep center field, but not hard enough. Caught out there, makes it 5-0. Just means I'll have to put it back later. Miyazaki with a fly ball to center for the first out. Lupe does get a single. An infield single there. Oakwood Stud to left field. Caught at the warning track for the second out. This is Rove. Lupe easily caught stealing by a mile to end the top of the third. Herb Sessions continuing this domination for the Vandals. Their third home run of the game, a 386-foot solo shot, makes it 6-0. Ash Dragon, they fly ball to right for the first out. Toby McMuffin, a grounder to the first baseman. And Sack Lodge, fly ball to left, ends the bottom of the third. Ulysses Rove strikes out swinging. Fidel Valor does the same. Naz Hamed also the same. 3 strikeouts in a row for J.A. Jabs. Farley Hank with a double to right field, putting it on for Shitterme, who doubles into right center field, scoring a run, making it 7-0 Vandals. Sean Scott, the fly ball to center field for the first out. Johnny ×2 with a home run today, unable to duplicate that. But a wild pitch scores! Shitterme from third, making this an 8-0 Vandals lead. Bob Gibbles gets a single into center field. Herb Sessions a home run in his last at-bat. Grounds to the second baseman to end the bottom of the fourth. Vandals up 8-0. William Stone strikes out looking. Cladera, grounder to the second baseman for the second out. And Sasaki, grounder to the second baseman for the final out. 3 up, 3 down for J.A. Jabs. Going to the bottom of the fifth for the Vandals. Ash Dragon gets a single up the middle. Toby McMuffin. A fly ball to center field. It's going to be the first out. Zach Lodge strikes out looking. Can Kashima put a 0 on the board for the Vandals? Yes, they will, as Hank flies out to left field. So Kashima limiting the damage, but still an 8-0 game. Miyazaki strikes out swinging to lead off the top of the sixth. Ryan Lupe will strike out as well, and Oakwood Stud does the same. 3 strikeouts again. Oh no, was one of those a fly out? Jabs 3 up, 3 down. Shitterme, a fly ball to right for the first out. Sean Scott will take a walk. Rich Evans on the mound gives up a single to Johnny ×2. Bob Gibbles into left field with a single, and that's going to score the run from second. A 9-0 game for Vancouver. Herb Sessions into the right center field corner, or the right field corner. It's going to score the run from second, make it 10-0. Runners on second and third for Ash Dragon. The fly ball to center field, but that's deep enough to score the run from third. Toby McMuffin unable to continue this inning as he flies out to left, but 3 runs scored for the Vandals, makes it 11-0. Ulysses Rove flies out, pops up actually to the third baseman. Vidal Valor with a grounder to the second baseman. And Naz Hamed strikes out swinging. Another easy inning for J.A. Jabs, sitting only at 81 pitches through 7. Zach Lodge, a liner to left for a single. Farley Hank, fly ball to center for the first out. Lisova on the mound gets a fly ball out of Shitterme for the second out. And Sean Scott into right field is a single. Johnny ×2, grounder to the third baseman, will end the inning. Another 0 for the Vandals, but still 11-0. William Stone with Jabs on the mound, a fly ball to right center for the first out. Cladera, fly ball to left center, and Sasaki gets a grounder to the second baseman. Jabs through 8 with 90 pitches. Bob Gibbles will take a walk to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Herb Sessions strikes out swinging. Ash Dragon will take a walk. Runners on first and second for Toby McMuffin. Toby McMuffin, but a pass ball first puts runners at second and third. Toby McMuffin will walk to load the bases. And Zach Lodge gets an RBI walk. Farley Hank, will they continue this inning? No, they will not. A 3-6-3 double play ends the bottom of the 8th. 12-0 Vandals. Looking to try and put a run on the board. Miyazaki grounds to the shortstop. Ryan Lupe gets a double into right field. Runners in scoring position for Oakwood Stud. Gets a single up the middle. They're going to hold a runner on the corners. Ulysses Rove with a fly ball. Is this going to be deep enough? It will, and the Foxes score their first run of this game. Fidel Valor will take a walk. Naz Hamed will strike out as Dave Mann ends this game for the Vandals. J.A. Jabs not able to complete this game, but the Vandals win nonetheless, 12-1. This is a dominant win for the Vandals. 3-hit game for Herb Sessions with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Jabs takes the win. Arun takes the loss. Jabs is your player of the game.
That was a rough game.
Very rough game for the Foxes there. The Dillos. Whoa, apologies there. After the Dynamos tie it in the top of the 9th, the Dillos walk it off with a sac fly from, Pawa Loet Joe. I don't know what that name is. But a 2-hit day for him with 3 RBIs. Hammer takes the win for the Dillos. Sig Ripper takes the loss, and Duckworth Lewis, the starting pitcher for the Dillos, takes the player of the game. The Kingpins take a 3-2 victory over the 66ers. Hits all around except for Frank and Roach, though Roach did get a walk in the day. Robert takes the win. Gambini takes the save. Shu takes the loss. Leo Robert is the player of the game. The Swifties going into 11 innings with the Hepcats take the victory 7-6. 3 hits for Haka, Dinkle, and Drozdov, and Preston for State College. Rodriguez Jr. gets the hold. Bojangle gets the win. LaRue takes the loss. And Joshua Dressel is your player of the game. The Wheelers beat the Mounties 5-2. Beckine, Fisher, and Twift all get multi-hit games for Anchorage. Carlton takes the win. Stevens takes the loss. Roach gets the save. Pat Rogers is the player of the game. That finishes up the very quick second. On to the third, which should be an off day. And it is. On to the fourth for a quick sim day.
Here, I can take this. I can take this if you'd like.
Sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right.
So, Demons and Voyage Boys. Ricky Vaughn on the mound. Stinky motherfucker. Demons win 7-5. Pretty good game all around. Looks like 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Stretch Armstrong, pretty good game for him. Stack paper 2 for 4. On the pitching, Ricky Vaughn 5 1/3, 4 earned runs. Bullpen holding it though, not giving only giving 1 run. Play Colton Fairborn 6 1/3, 6 earned runs, getting the win. Getting the loss. Play of the game is Harry Graham Forskin. Smash Jackson versus Matt Agarian. Boise versus OBX. Boise 6-2 win over the Outer Aviators. Yeah, looking like a pretty solid game. Lots of good offense all around for Boise. A lot of 2-hit days from people. Arians 6 2/3, 2 runs. Good start from him. Bullpen tapped it. Smash Jackson 5 2/3, 6 runs. Poor start for him. Matt Arian, player of the game. Crab Supernovas. Supernovas 8-5 win. Hits all around Supernovas offense. 3 hits for Jay Kane. On the pitching, Torkelton 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 10 hits. Gets the start. On Adler gets the win out of the pen. Handled the fourth, takes the loss and blown save. Player of the game is Jay Kane. DVS and NOLA. DVS 7-2 win over New Orleans. 5 hits for Lefebvre. Very good there. Now the pitching.
4 doubles for Lefebvre.
4 doubles. Jeez. The gap. Dusty Collins 2 1/3, 1 earned run, gets the win. Potato takes the loss for New Orleans. Part of the game is Elliot Lefebvre.
Elliot Lefebvre ties the regular season game record for the PBE for doubles with 4 and ties the DVS regular season game record for hits with 5. Jesus.
Vandals, 4-1 win. Stellars 5-4-1 win over the Vandals. 2 hits for Boswell, 2 RBIs as well. Blue Line, 7 innings, 1 run, gets the win, only 2 hits. 43, 7, and I think Blue Line got the win. 43 takes the loss, despite only giving up 2 runs and 3 hits. Player of the game is Blue Line. Sloths, Apex. Extra innings win for the Sloths as they go to the 10th, 6-4 win. Looks like 2 hits for Tomato Turtle. 3 hits for holding a fart over on Indianapolis. Dude Mambro, 6 innings, 2 runs, gets the win. Liberty Lagoose gets the loss out at the end of the pin. Part of the game is Tomato Turtle. And Cancun Tours and the Kashima Foxes. 10-3 win for Cancun, 17-8 hits. Looks like Bauer had a good day. Tassion had a good day. Getting 4 hits. Wow. Good game for him. Now to pitching. Looks like Zielman, complete game. Congrats to her. 3 earned runs. Nortravaga takes the loss for Kashima. Play the game's Ace Carter.
Zielman, Detroit legend.
Yes, Detroit legend.
All right, there's our Major Quick Sims on the 4th. I'll take the 5th. 5th, the Voyagers Demons. Choate, 3.8 ERA. Spruce, 4.38 ERA. As the Voyagers, 12-0 over the Demons. There's a lot of offense, except for Hilbert. Hilbert did not get a hit. Choate takes the win, going into 3rd. Spruce takes the loss. Kevin Choate is the player of the game.
It's rough.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough one. Aviators Raptors, Cato 3.4 ERA, and Lucas 4.75 ERA. The Aviators, crawling their way back to 500, take the win over the Raptors 5-1. 3 for 4 day for Bergen Cannon. Farias takes the win, Paul takes the loss, and Walker Cato, the starting pitcher, going 6 2/3, is your player of the game. Supernova and the Crabs. For the Crabs, Insider 9.47 ERA, and Baxter for the Supernova 7.96 ERA. The Crabs, a 9-5 win over the Supernova. 3 hit days for Chickens Jr. and Reeves on the side of the Crabs. Insider takes the win. Baxter takes the loss. Marcus Reeves is your player of the game. Scorpions in the Rougarou. Shane Green, 3.26 ERA, and Hiro Nakamura, 7.07. Scorpions beat the Rougarou 15-7. Jesus. 3 hit day for Fulman. Multi-hit days for a lot of other people. Yikes. Young takes the win for Death Valley. McCollum takes the loss for New Orleans. Smitty Springfield is the player of the game, and Hiro Nakamura ties the Rougarou regular season game record for walks with 8. Not a good record to be tying for the starting pitcher. Vandals and the Stars. Brent Lemieux for the Vandals, 5.26 ERA, and Taylor Johnson, 5.24 ERA. The Stars beat the Vandals 3-2. 3 runs for Boost, or 3 hits for Boostwell and Rose for the Stars. McConnell takes the win for Nashville. Brent Lemieux takes the loss for Vancouver, and Taylor Johnson is your player of the game. Cancun over the Foxes. Cancun, Kid Garcia, 4.09 ERA, and Noah Slepian, 6.25 ERA. And the Foxes take a win over the Toros, 7-5. For the Foxes, multi-hit games from quite a few people: Lupe, Stud, Hamed, and Stone. Slepian takes the win, Carsey takes the loss, and DJ Law takes the save. Oakwood Stud is your player of the game. This loss in the Apex, Bobby Daring, 1.79 ERA, and Cal Otter, 7.64. And the Sloths, a 16-7 win over the Apex. 3 hit days for Chimp Dazoo, Sandberg, and Nick Wilson. Bobby Daring does take the win. Cal Otter does take the loss. Chimp Dazoo is your player of the game. All right, that's the 5th. On to the 6th. Quick sim all around. The Supernova. Nope, you're good. The Supernova beat the Crabs 4-3. 3-hit day for Panda. Junie Panda. Von Adler takes the win. Turner takes the loss. And I still don't know how to say the middle part of this, but Frederick Garcia is your player of the game. The Vandals and the Stars. The Stars shut out the Vandals 10-0 from the first inning on, not able to score a single run. 3 hit days from Hunter Geist and Jason Booswell for the Stars. Grover Wookenfuss takes the win. Bentley takes the loss. Grover Wookenfuss is the player of the game. And Grover Wookenfuss ties the Nashville Stars regular season game record for strikeouts with 14. That's impressive. Down the minors, the Dynamos and the Mounties. 8-4 win for the Dynamos. 3 hit days from Pluto and Avon. Farnsworth takes the win. Johnson takes the save. Grier takes the loss. Joel Drake is the player of the game. The Dillos and the Wheelers, as the Dillos barely beat out the Wheelers 4-3. 2 hit games from Winters, Johns the third, and Pete Bonell. Sims takes the win. Elefant takes the loss. Hammer takes the save. Justin Sims, Mr. Stinky Sticky himself, is the player of the game. The 66ers and the Hebcats, as the 66ers take the game from the Hebcats. A 5-1 win. 2 hits for Myth, Jim, and Brady. Max Miller takes the win. Maple takes the loss. LaCroix takes the save. Big Jim is the player of the game. The Kingpins and the Swiftsteeds. The Kingpins beat the Swiftsteeds 5-3. Hello, cat. Why are you over there? It's a 5-3 win for the Kingpins. 2 hit days for DeCesare, Itch, and Lee. Wooler takes the win. Take him down takes the loss. Gambini takes the save. Jackson Wooler is the player of the game. Finishes up our 6th, going to the 7th. I'll let you take these next 2.
Sounds good. Cool. I'll take. 1 sec. Sorry, my phone's going off. I have the 5-1 win for the Mounties. Looks like Dynamo. Looks like they had a good game. 3 hits for Tootbland. Mazuraki going 6 innings, 0 earned runs. Faye McDonald taking the loss. 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Player of the game is Tootbland.
I just want to say, the only reason there was a run in this game for the Dynamos was the error from the Mounties. Otherwise, it was a shutout for the 2 pitchers, which is rough.
66ers, 2-1 win over the Hebcats. 2-1 win over the 66ers. Looks like 3 hits for Al Bunty, pretty good. 2 hits for Dylan Hodge. Chuck Daly, 7 in the third, going 2 earned runs. Dion, 7 in the third, going earned 1. Michael Dion gets the player of the game honors. 5 5-1 win for Dillos over the Wheelers. Looks like 3 hits for Ruiz. Good game for him. Yep. Go down to pitching. Looks like Hot Dog Sandwich the win, 6 1/3, no earned runs. Troy Pressing going, getting the loss, 6 2/3, 4 runs. Play the game's Hot Dog Sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich though?
Who knows? Kingpins won the close win over the Swifties, 1-0. That's a good win for it. The side ranch pitcher's duel. Looks like Zach Mouse took Casey Tam deep in the top of the 7th inning. This it looks like Vincent Gamini comes in for his 5th save in a row. He's winning 5 consecutive games, all getting saves in them. Casey Tam taking the loss, 6 innings, only giving up 1 earned run. Player of the game is Todd Gonzalez for Kingpins, Chicago.
That's the 7th. We have a PBE quick sim on the 8th. Oh, it's only 2 games.
I hope you don't. I do have to head out here. I apologize for.
No, you're good. I'll do these last 2 and our last game. So, thank you for coming and hanging out. I'll make sure to get that payment up.
All right, cool.
Finisher. On the 8th, let me just shut that down. Let me just stop streaming there and leave the call. That way it's closed. On the 8th, our only 2 games, the Apex and the Crabs. Tokiyami going a 6.37 ERA and Kuramochi going a 4.9 ERA. The Apex with a 7-3 win over the Crabs. They're actually very, very similar records, 18-40 and 19-40. 3-hit day for Mira on the side of the Crabs. 2 hits for a lot of people on the Apex. Tokiyami takes the win. Kuramochi takes the loss. Pleasance takes the save. Fumikaji Takayami is your player of the game. And Rick Hood. Congratulations to Rick Hood as he sets the Apex regular season game record for walks with 4. Congratulations, Rick Hood, on holding the walks record for the Apex. The Scorpions and the Vandals. Balkeen, a 2.82 ERA, and Jabs, a 3.09 ERA. Should be a good game. What? 2 pitchers with sub-3 ERAs, and the ending score is 14-10 for the Scorpions. What in the world happened in the 9th inning? A 4-hit day for Fullman, 3 hit days for last name and Orm, 2 hit days for Sim, Lefebvre, Love, Springfield, and Lafleur. 3 hit days from Lodge and Hank. Leon takes the win. Johnson takes the loss. Fullman is your player of the game. Okay, wait, what the heck happened here? So Balkin gave up 6 runs. So Balkin gave up 5 in the first and 1 in the third. And then Collins and Lemon gave up 4 total for the rest of the game. Whereas on the side of Vancouver, Jabs gave up 4 through 5 and a third. Johnson gave up 1. Digger gave up 2. And Kidd gave up 5. What the heck was this game? Fullman is your player of the game. Just, I don't understand. They were too... It's a bizarre outcome. But that ends our 8th. Because there's no other games today. So going into your 9th, we have our final game of the evening, followed by all the box scores. Nashville at Cancun. I don't understand what that was. Did Fullman really hit for the cycle? Let's go back really quick. Did Fullman hit for the cycle? Fullman with a double, a triple, a home run, and he had 4 hits. Ian Fullman with a cycle in this game as well. And that would be why he is the player of the game. Jesus Lord. All right, back to our actual day. The Stars and the Toros. Oh boy, I don't know what I would have done if I had to commentate that game. Looking at our final game of the evening, Stars versus the Toros. Toros seem to have the advantage here. But as usual, anything can happen as Barack Obama with a 2.67 ERA versus spin rate with a 4.05. Mr. President or striker spin rate? Let's see how it goes. Leading things off for us, Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson strikes out looking to lead off the top of the first. Hunter Geist. Hunter Geist grounded to the third baseman for the first out. And Jason Booswell gets a blooper into center to continue the top of the first for the Stars. As Brunson, that would look like a very strong swing that went straight into the ground to the third baseman, but that'll end the inning. Bottom of the first, Revin. Why did I think it was Ryan? Revin Knox with a grounder to the shortstop for the first out. Tilapia Salmons the second strikes out swinging. And DJ Steele grounds to the third baseman. 3 up, 3 down for Barack Obama. Brandon Fry with a single through the right side of the infield. Oh, you're right. I should do that. Thomas Rose with a double to the right center field gap. Oh, I have to reset it. All right. There you guys go. Apologies about that. Onward. Kevin Hunter will strike out swinging for the first out of the top of the second. Meredith, fly ball to center. Will this be deep enough to score a run? No, they do not send the runner. This Jagger Philly fan does score that runner from third and the one from second with a base clearing single to right field. Zach Johnson will strike out swinging, but the Stars go up 2-0. Anthony Bauer. Center field, but caught at the warning track. Tentacion flies out to left. Ace Carter will strike out swinging. Hunter Geist. That drops in for a single. And okay. Booswell flies out to left field, and Brunson also flies out to left field. I really don't know what Hunter Geist was thinking there, but he got thrown out at second, so that's 3 up, 3 down. Michael Fitted, a fly ball to right center for the first out. Cade Munson will strike out swinging, and Tanner Hopman flies out to center for the third out. Brandon Fry strikes out swinging. Thomas Rose strikes out swinging. Kevin Hunter takes a walk on over to first. Wendell Meredith also strikes out swinging. Revin Knox to lead things off in the center fielder. Johnson in center field makes a wonderful diving catch as Salmons the second gets a double to the left center field gap. DJ Steele with a fly ball to left for the second out. And Bauer, that's going to land in center field. That'll be the first run for the Toros. An RBI double. Tentacion to the third baseman. That's going to be an out. So Toros get on the board. 2-1. Jagger Philly fan strikes out swinging. Zach Johnson strikes out swinging. Hunter Geist. Fly ball deep right field, but caught at the warning track. Carter to lead things off in the bottom of the fifth for the Toros. Gets a center into a single. A single in the center field. Michael Fitted not able to hold his swing as he strikes out. Cade Munson, right field. Caught for the second out. Tanner Hopman, grounder, third baseman, and they get the force at second for the final out of the inning. Jason Booswell into left field, but caught by the shortstop. Joshua Brunson, single into right. Brandon Fry into center field for the second out. And Thomas Rose grounded the first baseman, who will handle it himself for the third out of the inning. Revin Knox, fly ball to left field for the first out. Salmons the second into left field for a single. DJ Steele to the shortstop, and that's a 6-4-3 double play To end the bottom of the 6th, the Stars still hanging on to their 2-1 lead. Kevin Hunter a fly ball to center for the first out. Wendell Meredith, liner to the shortstop. And Jagger Philly fan unable to continue the inning. 3 up, 3 down for striker spin rate. Bauer staying hot in this game, his second double of the night as they replace Barack Obama with Cletus McFloridaman. Tentacion flies out to left. Ace Carter strikes out swinging. Michael Fitted unable to bring Bauer home from second. Stranding a runner on. Going to the top of the 8th now, Zach Johnson with striker spin rate still on the mound, but that's into the left center gap for a double. Amp Dupree now on the mound. Gets a pop-up out of Hunter Geist. Jason Booswell, is this going to send the runner home? They are! And he is safe! The Stars extend their lead 3-1, and Booswell goes to second on the throw. Brunson at grounded the second baseman, moves Booswell to third. Brandon Fry scores Booswell from third to put them up 4-1. Brandon Fry on first as Thomas Rose grounds to the second baseman, and Amp Dupree does get out of the inning, but not before giving up 2 runs. Cade Munson should lead things off with the Toros with a grounder to the shortstop. Tanner Hopman strikes out swinging. Revin Knox will also strike out swinging in the bottom of the 8th. So the Stars wanting to extend their lead here in the top of the 9th. Kevin Hunter will strike out looking. Wendell Meredith will take a walk. Jagger Philly fan strikes out looking. Zach Johnson, a grounder to the first baseman, ends the top of the 9th. So the Toros down 3, 3 outs to play with. Tilapia Salmons walks to start the inning. The tying run on deck. DJ Steele strikes out. 2 outs left as Bauer comes to the plate. 6, 4, 3, double play ends the game. The Stars beat the Toros 4-1. 2 hit days for Booswell and Brandon Fry as Barack Obama takes the win. Spin rate takes the loss. McFloridaman takes the save, and Barack Obama is your player of the game. Around the league, the Aviators squeeze out a win to get back to 500 with a 3-1 win over the Foxes. The Aviators now 33-33. 2 hit games for Tom Shue and Grant Iridian. Ben Caden takes the win. Vasayo takes the loss. Farias takes the save, and Farron Ben Caden is your player of the game. But the Aviators back to 500. The Sloths barely beat the Rougarou 2-0. They scored in the first, but it didn't matter. They didn't need any other runs. 2-hit day for Stan Antonio. Ryan Rose gets the win. McQueen takes the loss, and Ryan Rose is your player of the game. The Crabs walk off the apex in the bottom of the 10th for a 5-4 win. 2-hit days for Philip Stein, Dowd, and Rusty Kuntz. Wilson takes the win. No Hands takes the loss, and Holden Afart is your player of the game. The Demons walk off the Supernova in the bottom of the 11th with a Tyler Colvin 3-run home run. Tyler Colvin having a 2-hit day with 5 RBIs. Bovo takes the win. Pozo takes the loss, and Tyler Colvin is the player of the game. That would have been a bad button to press. The Raptors beat the Voyagers 6-2. They're swapping locations here. Raptors up about 2 games, game and a half on the Voyagers. 3-hit day for Finn Reese with 4 RBIs. Bill Bizquick takes the win. Paul takes the save. Slothface takes the loss. Finn Reese is the player of the game. And lastly, the Scorpions beat the Vandals 7-2. 2-hit days from first name, last name, and Willie Colon. Styles takes the win. 43 takes the loss. 43 takes the loss. And Harry Styles is the player of the game. The 66ers down in the minors beat the Hebcats 7-2. 2-hit days from Lane, Theeks, and not Gerald Lim, Big Jim. Gerald Lim is someone else on the team. Bellinger Jr. takes the win. Hammersmith takes the loss. Kyle Bellinger Jr. is your player of the game. The Dilladillos beat the Wheelers 5-2. The Winters, Cedric Winters takes a 3-hit day. Morgan takes the win. George III takes the loss. Hammer takes the save. And Stephanie Morgan is the player of the game. The Swifsteeds beat the Kingpins 2-0. A 3-hit day from Alomar. Remy Ratatouille takes the win. Leaf takes the loss. Yader? Hosh Jader takes the save. And Remy Ratatouille is the player of the game. It's Josh Hader, but it's Hosh Jader. The Mounties beat the Dynamos 7-4 with a late 5 runs scored in the 8th and the 9th. Kingston scores quite a bit. Hits for pretty much everyone except for Gelati on the side of Kingston. McDonough takes the win. Johnson takes the loss. And Benson gets the save. Chili Gravy is the player of the game, going a 3-hit day with 3 RBIs. Alrighty, that ends our day. That was our last game. That was the 9th. So, let's quickly take a look at the standings down in the minors. The Hebcats lead the West Division, but only a game up on the 66ers, so both those teams in the hunt. So the Swifsteeds, after seasons, I think 3 or 4 seasons of being last in the division, now lead the East. 6 games up on the Kingpins. As it stands, the Hebcats and the Swifsteeds will win their division, and the 66ers and the Kingpins will be the 2 wildcard teams. Up in the majors standings, the Toros lead the East Division, 8.5 games up on the Voyagers and 13 on the Aviators. The Scorpions do lead on the Sloths, 5.5 games, and 14.5 up on the Raptors. As it stands, the Toros and the Scorpions winning their divisions, as well as the Sloths, the Raptors, the Voyagers, and the Stars would all go into the playoffs. The Vandals barely on the outside, a half game back from the Stars, as well as the Aviators only 4 games back. So that last wildcard spot is going to be something to look out for as we come closer to the end of this season this week and next week. Alrighty, that is everything. I need to go look up how to do the thing again, because I don't remember how to upload. I forget every week. I know it's manager's office, commissioner, this thing, league file settings, make sure the checks are there, all the check marks are there. Go down to the other one, report settings, make sure all the check marks are there. Excellent. And execute and hope it doesn't break. As usual, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Hopefully your teams did well. There were a lot of really cool games that were played throughout this day. Like the Vandals almost destroying the Foxes. There's some crazy box scores that we saw today. This is an overall good day. Hopefully your guys' teams did well. Hopefully your players did well. With that said, we do have about that 10-minute wait between now and when the index does get updated. So we'll be here for a little bit. I don't know if Person Man is now in chat who wants to decide to raid someone, as we have been doing pretty recently. So we'll see if he is here to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of sit here and just kind of vamp a little. I did have some stuff planned for a podcast that I can kind of use this time to fill up some just kind of dead air. I might do this kind of once a stream when I do finish up our streams when I'm here. But if someone wants to take this idea from me, because I just, at the moment, do not have the energy to do so, my idea was that I would go through the index or the file and see kind of per month, because kind of every week is generally about a month, month and a half, kind of per month, see who was like player of the month, who had amazing performances during the month, and talk about those on both the offense and the defense side. And so I was going to do this for the first week of the season, and then I didn't do it. And then I continued to not do it. And so I wrote down all the information, and I just never went through and recorded it. But what I did notice as I was looking through the file, for the month of May in our PBE universe, Anthony Bauer had actually been the player of the month for the month of May. At the time, he was hitting with a batting average of 365, had an on-base percentage of 419, and a slugging of 932. During the month of May, he'd had 2 singles, 1 triple, had hit 11 home runs while scoring 34 RBIs, all in the month of May. So, again, this is like 5 months ago now in game time, but Bauer with the player of the month for May. Let's see, what else? So, during the month of May, Bauer was the WAR leader at that time. He was going to be, in all things staying consistent, was going to lead the league for a 9.5 WAR batting-wise. Had everything stayed consistent, he was going to get 162 hits, 39 doubles, 4 triples, 56 home runs, 184 RBIs, and 39 walks from the month of May to the end of the season. In the month of May, we actually had one of the best hitting performances of the season. A game score of 107. I'll repeat that. A game score of 107 for a batter in the month of May was also another Cancun hitter, DJ Steele. DJ Steele on May 6th for Cancun had a 2-for-3 day with 4 runs, 6 RBIs, 2 home runs, one of which was a 3-run home run and one of which was a 2-run home run, 3 walks, and a single stolen base. A game score of 107. Through that game, DJ Steele also tied the Cancun regular season record for runs with 4. But a game score of 107 for a batter. That was the highest at the time and the highest in May. May have changed since then. On the pitching side, in the month of May, we'd had, for pitching-wise, the player of the month pitching-wise was Smash Jackson. In the month of May, had a 2.4 ERA. In 41 and a third innings pitched, Smash Jackson had 30 hits, had only given up 30 hits, had only given 11 earned runs, had given up only 3 home runs in the entire month of May, had struck out 45 people with a whip of 0.94. in 41 and a thirds innings in the month of May. Smash Jackson was the pitching player of the month. For the WAR leader in May, when we were in May, the WAR leader pace was Nate Pearson, who at the time had a 2.33 ERA and a 102 WHIP. I forgot to write down what his WAR was going to be at the end of the season had he continued his pace, so that's my bad. But had Nate Pearson continued on the path that he was going for the month of May, he would have had 208 and a third innings pitched, would have given up only 170 hits, 54 earned runs, only given up 12 home runs for the entire season, allowed 42 walks, and would have struck out 220 people. So Nate Pearson was doing very, very well in the month of May, though it could have changed now that we're in August. And then for the month of May, we had the highest game score for the month of May was actually not in May, it was in April, because April was only 3 games. I actually pulled it from April instead. Ryan Rose had a game score for a pitcher of 97 in the month of May, technically April. In that game, Ryan Rose had a complete game, going all 9 innings, giving up only 1 hit and only 1 walk, having 13 strikeouts, all while doing so on 127 pitches, 82 of which were strikes. In that game, which was April 25th this season, Ryan Rose had tied the Sloss strikeout record of 13. So congratulations to everyone for the month of May for your performances and players of the month and whatnot. But we have since passed May, into June, through July, and straight into August. Actually, I think we're into September even, so I'm 5 months behind. Ow. But yeah, so if anyone ever wants to, please take that idea. I think it's cool. Maybe a cool podcast to do, or I could continue to do that at the end of these streams so we can fill the dead air. I think that's kind of cool, just to look through and see who did really well every month, pitching and batting wise. Best offense performance, best defense performance, and kind of who at that point in time is leading for records and stuff for the rest of the season. With that said, we probably have a couple more minutes. Again, I don't know if Person Man is out in the chat looking to see if there's anyone for us to raid, so we might be doing that. Otherwise, the World Series Game 1, the real-life World Series Game 1 starring the Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays, will be starting in a couple minutes. Actually, I think already. Oh. Person Man is in chat. I got disconnected from chat, so I didn't see anything, if there was anything from Chili Gravy down to when Person Man just said boy. But the first game of the Major League Baseball World Series will be starting tonight. You do have someone to raid. Excellent. Well, we're almost done here with the index updating process. Yeah, so the World Series starting tonight, the Dodgers versus the Rays. Both teams, or both cities, LA and Tampa Bay, having already received 1 trophy. Tampa Bay having won the Stanley Cup, if I'm correct in my remembering, and LA having won the NBA trophy. I don't know what the NBA is. I know nothing about basketball. But both cities looking to grab their second of 2 winning seasons and trophies. My cat is screaming in the other room, so I'm a little concerned, but I think she's okay. Bounce, bounce. Oh, is that what it's called? It's called the Bounce Bounce Trophy. The basketball playoff is called the Bounce Bounce. Alrighty. We have very short time remaining, hopefully. Sunshine Stream when? When she stops being an idiot. She is very dumb. Okie dokie. How to upload. Once this, I think, reaches 70, it's either this bar or the next bar. Once it reaches 70, we will be done. And we can click the link to get the index updated. And then we can go watch the Dodgers and the Rays try and score runs against each other. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, personally. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll know by, like, the middle of next week, at the latest, of who wins the World Series. Who obtains 2 victories, LA or Tampa Bay. And a possibility of a trifecta if the Rays or Chargers do well, or if the Buccaneers do well, based on who wins. That is quite a ways away. And this index cannot upload any slower. Running out of things to talk about. We've talked about like records and things. We've talked about real world baseball. We're at 62%. We're at 63%. Hey! Okay. Click the how to upload button. Talk about pants? No. Pants are stupid. Let's see, we're on the August 9th. It's gonna keep refreshing. I'm waiting. Okay, index is updated. Alright, once more time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. If you're gonna go watch the World Series, go watch the World Series. Enjoy that game. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully your players did well. Hopefully your teams did well. And we'll see you tomorrow for our Wednesday stream. Have a good night, everyone.